Ahoy, ahoy, welcome to the Wednesday live stream. Brand new little series here on Broadside Gaming. And yeah, so today we're going to be painting some Dark Angels. Let's just see if I can get something working while everything loads up. Okay, so that doesn't want to do it, so we'll do it a different way then. Ahoy, Frost. That gonna rotate? Oh, it does rotate. Good, good, good. Right. I'm just setting the chat up on a tablet so I can actually see it from where I'm sitting. Ahoy and welcome, dude. Welcome. So, as you can see, we're going to be painting Terminators today. But do let me know if there is anything sketchy going on with sound or music or anything, man. This is just like quickly set up. Audio sounds a bit doubled. That is very odd.
Is that any better? I'm just going to speak for a bit, and if you just let me know whether it's still doubled up or if it's working. I have turned off a few of the settings. It's probably the camera being willful and picking up through that as well. Yeah, cool. Yeah, it was. The camera was stealing audio as well, weirdly. Okay, cool. That was easily sorted. So we're going Deathwing. So we're going to start off with Zandari Dust. This isn't the colour they're meant to be, but it's just a nice base for them. So we'll start slapping some paint on then. There's my little dropper bottle gun. Because we're not using the wet palette for this, I'm just going to use one of these just to drop some water onto the paint well. And then from there, because we do not want this going on thick, this is just a base coat really, just to strengthen the actual colour you want it to be. Right, get that nonsense out of the way. Yeah, I think the camera was picking up the fan in the background because it is hot as hell today, so I have a fan running in here. Let's just put that there. I'll just make sure this is focused properly. There we go. And we're just going to basically slather this on. Just work it into everything. This is extremely watered down, so don't worry, it isn't going to be thick and nasty. Get into all these little recesses. I mean, I'm only going to do one coat of this colour just to establish the kind of cream we want. There we go. Also using a nice big brush this time, unlike I did with the other ones. Yeah, the new Terminators are just ridiculously nice. I love them. And they've scaled them up. And we're just going to get this slapped on all over the place. Hopefully they will end up being a very light cream bone colour. At least that is the end goal for these. Just want to cover as much of that Panzer grey as we can. Because weirdly, I don't base with black anymore. It's always Vallejo Panzer grey because it's just, I find it nicer working from a grey than a black these days. So that's got. There we go. So that's them compared to a Primaris Marine, so they're somewhat chunkier. I think they're 32mm true scale or whatever they're calling it these days. I'm gonna have to mix up some more Xandri dust. So we're going to try and do the full squad of 5 tonight, or at least get as far as we can on them. Getting all these little nooks and crannies. Ahoy, Wandering! Oh, I almost missed his arm. There we go. I mean, there are going to be bits I've missed on this. This is just a base tone, to be honest. Let's just mix up some more Xandri dust. Put 2 big blobs in there. Yeah, fuck it, we'll do 3. Treat ourselves. Right, find a little water dropper. 2, 3. So it's a 50-50 mix of paint to water, just to keep it nice and thin. That should do. Yeah. I'm really going to be working against the clock tonight. It's ridiculously warm in here and the paint is drying almost instantly. Yeah, hey, the notification system kind of might do something occasionally, even if it's extremely late. And do let me know if you get tired of the synthwave. We can always change music as well. Dry brush. Oh no, it's just a giant base brush. Okay. For basing giant things. Okay, I can up that a bit. Give 2 seconds. There we go. That should be a bit louder. Right, now for the sergeant. I really am loving these new Terminators. I can't wait to get my hands on a box of the multi-pose ones. These are the ones that came from the Leviathan box. They're all single, monopose, same weapon loadouts. Though I did manage to take advantage of the scalper's misfortune of buying too many boxes and not being able to sell them. I managed to pick a couple of squads of these guys for ridiculously cheap. Right. There's most of them base coated. I mean, I've got some sandwich stuff left. I might as well use it. Just to brighten up some of these bits. No point wasting paint. I don't like wasting paint. Yeah. You could do a little bit more. I do want these to thoroughly dry before we start on the next bit, so I will jump back over to the Infernus Marines we were painting on Sunday. Well, these big boys sit for a little bit. So those 5 done, they can sit there and just chill. Let's clean this off. Where's the kitchen roll? Paper towel. There's still quite a bit of shit in there, but oh well. It is an old brush. It's what I use for priming mostly. Yeah, most of the Games Workshop stuff is made in the UK. Some stuff that they outsource to, China and whatnot, but it is mostly made in the UK. I guess while that is drying, we can look back over to these. One red, Wazdaka red, that's what we need. So we're going to be highlighting some guns while we wait. What brush do I want? Do a 00. Yep, I'll be using a 00 for this. So we should get slap some highlights down on these. Losing my mixing brush, there it is. Just a bit of Wazdaka red. A little bit of water. Right, now, a bit of edge highlighting. So we're just aiming for the topmost ridges with this. It's done. Just these like tiny little steps that really bring out the colour in this stuff. Oh, that's a bit thick. Oh well. Hide that up later. Yeah, I'll do. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what hobby shops outside of Games Workshop really, like brick and mortar stores, actually sell them. There's not many around where I am. I tend to go for like Element Games and stuff like that, which is a third-party retailer. But their physical locations are extremely far away from where I am. The Terminator's looking there, still a bit wet. It's a rinse. on the paint to start drying on the brush. It's like about 35 degrees today. And it is not the most prime weather to be painting in. Shit. Got bloody speckler Xandri dust on the... Oh well, that'll teach me for being messy. We'll fix that later with a spot of Caliban green. It's like they're only getting little highlights, but it just makes the colour pop a bit more. No, I doubt very much they'll have any US counterparts. I know there's a few hobby stores that do it. But their actual location, why the fuck is that? Called pink. Methinks there has been a mishap with the Xandri dust. Few more of these to do, and I'll move them off onto a different table so this doesn't happen again, because I don't really want all of these to get covered in bloody cream this evening after I've spent a week dicking around with them. That would make me a very sad Zug. I will go over these later and just get rid of these little speckles that are on there. It does make that red pop a bit, doesn't it? Just trying to retrain my grip so you can actually see what I'm doing instead of just looking at my clenched, gnarled hands. I think all that's really left on these to do is the eyes and a little bit of work with the metallics. And I would say these guys are finished. Not my best work, but it's been a while. Just feel like giving him a little tiny highlight on the other side. Little tiny bit. Alright, let's move these out of the way and I'll spot repair them later because there are spots all over them, which is very annoying. Stick them over here. Damn you, Xandri Dust. Right. How are these looking? They are looking still a little tacky. So next up, we're just going to start blocking in the actual main colour, which will be Shanty Bone. Oh, Shabty, sorry. Yeah, the problem is I've used this brush for so long and wrecked it so badly. Every time I do it, it basically flicks. And I wasn't really paying attention while I was doing it, so that's my fault. Just a little bit longer on these guys. Dry. I'm hoping we can get a big chunk out of these tonight, though. At least get all the armour done, and then I can just sort of fiddle about in the details. Sorry for the noise. Just giving the paint a quick whiz. Right, move on to our next colour. We're going to apply this a little bit more carefully than we did with the Xandri Dust. dropper bottle. There it is. 1, 2, 3 little drops of water. Because I want this really thinned down. So I may have to do 2 or 3 coats, but it's far better than ruining it with one thick coat. Use a more suited brush for this. Yeah, sorry about that. These things are incredibly zoomed in. So I'm just going to work around this now, just getting that base color worked into it. Definitely gonna need a couple of coats. Smooth, creamy finish on this. Next coat won't be as watered down. Just I don't want to put too many coats on too thick. I was thinking about breaking the rules and painting these green like the rest of them, but apparently that is a naughty no-no with Deathwing. To be bone-coloured, and only bone-coloured. That's a pretty decent zoom you got there then. I mean, this thing can zoom in way more, it's just it's an absolute arsehole to get it to do it. Missed a little bit in there. do want these to dry fully before doing the next coat, so I don't end up ripping any of the layers. Nobody likes a ripped layer. Little bits. Yeah, I'm guessing at least 2 more coats to this before it's a nice solid base. Slow and steady wins the race, though. A little bit done, and just under this arm as well. Alright, on to the next one. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what the sort of zoom rate, degradation rate would be on this. I think it'd be pretty high, but I don't really want to test it. I'm worried I'd destroy everything. Do arms and torso first, then move down to the legs. We've done to there? Don't know. Yeah, we have now. The power fist. Those little fingers I got on. Oh yeah, I mean, I think I've finally got it to a fairly decent workable position, so I'm loath to really touch anything with it, to be honest. With this nice cream colour into all of his little bits. Start working on the legs. Make sure we get right around the boots. Missed a little bit in there. Make sure we get his posing pouch, otherwise he'd be very embarrassed. And now just the inside of the arm. Just let that dry. Move on to the next one. Cast line on top of the gun. Is that one I was just doing? I think that is just an iron sight. Yeah, I think that's just the iron sight on it. Let's say, mold lines on these. I'm meticulous about getting rid of them most of the time. Right, here we go again. Get the inside of a hand. I'm going to change the music though, because it's a little bit too bouncy for me this time. Oh, don't worry about it, Frost. If you spot something like that, man, tell me, because it usually means I've like overlooked it. Yeah, if you see some shit like that, please do shout out, because it just means I've missed it. I'd rather know now than when I'm done painting it. Right, just rinse the brush off, it's getting a bit tacky. Sally forth into some more cream. Definitely gonna need at least 2 more coats. It's slightly too thinned down this wall, this base. More of a glaze at this point, but I'd rather be safe than sorry with it. Actually, so it is very helpful having another set of eyes spotting something you didn't the first time through, because you get too close to it. In the end, you just stop seeing some of the shit that's there. I mean, I could have used a bigger brush for this, but first time really ever painting Deathwing. Take it very slowly. Just the inside of this arm now. I think we're good to go on to the next one. Very streaky. But, we'll get rid of that as we work more into it. Oh, almost forgot his posing pouch. Yeah, because I do tend to batch paint, so you kind of lose sight on some of the smaller stuff when you're just going through it all. I was almost considering doing 2 groups of Terminators tonight, but I thought 10 of them might be a bit much for my first time out with this sort of paint scheme. I know the exact recipe I'm going with. It's just having the confidence to get it done, not quickly, but efficiently and looking good. Obviously, I don't want to get bogged down painting these same models for like 3 weeks when shit starts to go sideways. Once the armor's completely done to an almost finished state, then we'll work on all the other details. It's only really the guns, purity seals, and Crux Terminatus symbols all over him. Yeah, this mix is very thin. Slightly too thin. That's fine. It'll be right. Needs slightly more work to get it to where I want it to be. Any more Xandri on there? No, I think there's... Right, last one, then we'll go back into the... Oh man, I can't stand that scale. My hands are too shaky and my eyesight's way too poor, and it just frustrates me. Like, I think that like they do look really, really cool, but I just don't have the patience to, you know, figure out a good way to paint them with the tremors and stuff. They're too itty bitty for me. Which my shoes are painted. Slowly working my way around, make sure I haven't missed anything. In the back of the glove, and now for the chest. Super, super neat, but don't really need to be. Right. Yeah, I remember talking to Ugg when he was doing it, and every now and again I'll just get pictures of tiny, tiny Civil War soldiers with their jeans on. It made him very sad, and I laughed. Right. I think while they're drying, go through these and see if there's any speckles on them that we need to fix. Because I still need to do slightly more highlighting on the weapon, the lenses, and some dry brushing on the metal. Is that a speckle? That is a speckle. Okay, where's my Wyvern green? I mean, we're literally not doing anything fancy here. Tiny bit of Wyvern green. gone. Okay. Fine. What about this one? Any speckles on you? You seem fairly speckle free. Good. Ah. I see the speckle. This might actually need to be re-highlighted because of this one. It's fine. Any more for any more? Nope. Nope, you seem pretty speckle free. There's a couple on this one. Right there. One on the top of the pauldron, and one on the side of the pauldron. Yeah, it's loads on this one. Seems he took the brunt of it. We're just going back into the mid-tone. Getting rid of it. What about you? Oh, I still need to see the skin on this guy. But you do seem to be speckle free. What about you, my dude? Are you speckly? About you? No, but I can see a mistake that I've made. Yeah, you go. Last but not least. I think we're speckle free here. Yep. Cool. So there's only a couple to fix, it's fine. Oh, so yeah, the one that took the run. Oh, I see what you mean. In there. A little bit of red. No doubt I'll check again at some point. Just go through them. Oh yeah, I mean, the dedication he put into getting... God, I don't even know how many models are in that. 150, 200? I couldn't do it. Still just waiting for these to dry out a bit before I do another coat. We'll thicken up the layer on this one just a little bit. Just a little bit. Doing with these, it's basically the exact same recipe I used for doing the crests, well, the Aquila there. These are just inverted color schemes, so the Aquila on this will be the same color as the armor. As apparently First Company Dark Angels have to be bone colored because they're fancy. Shit, 2000, Jesus, yeah, there's no goddamn way I would have done that. drink some coffee while I'm sitting here chatting. I'll put something on the screen so you're not just looking at my cutting mat. There we go. I'd like to take this opportunity to say if you are enjoying the content on the channel, please like, subscribe, hit that little bell for notification. There are videos out every single day, and there are 4 live streams a week you can join in on a Sunday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, Friday. Tuesday and Fridays are gaming, Wednesday and Sundays are painting. Just take this opportunity to have a smoke, to be honest. I'm a very slack painter. I really wasn't too sure about the initial colour for these guns, but now the highlights have started going on them, I was like, actually, claret kind of pinky red is a lot nicer than, say, something like this, which is just some iron jaws I was working on. They've got no washes or detail on them, this is all just base coat. But I didn't want this type of red on there, I thought it'd be too much. And yeah, I quite like it, to be honest. I will be painting some more iron jaws because Ugg and I have finally nailed down the Age of Sigmar armies we'll be painting. Yeah, Wednesday is to be a fixture, man. Isn't just a one-off. Wednesday will be my painting evenings. Ugg will occasionally join us when he can, but it'll mostly be me. It's just an excuse for me to try and finish this goddamn Dark Angels army, to be honest. How are we looking? Still a bit tacky, so I don't want to go in on those just yet. We have another lovely look at Captain Tyrannid, who has been varnished so hard he's sat in a box broken for nearly 30 years, and all I had to do was glue his leg back on. Old school Tyranids. I'm never going to strip him though or do anything like that to it. It's going to stay like this. I painted this when I was about 6, so yeah, almost 30 years ago. I fucking love my iron jaws. Anyway, I'll see if we've got a finished one. Show off. I mean, somewhat finished. The Gore Grunters. This is generally. It's all goddamn dusty. But yeah. But they're coming out with a load more of them soon, so I'll be getting those to add to the army. Fucking hated painting these. The pigs, they're just awful. I think the rest of them are in a case somewhere. Come on, Terminators, dry up faster. Almost. So we're going to mix up another set of Shabti Bone, because that mix was a little bit too wet. And we'll just go with 1.5 drops of water. Oh, my Christ, it's hot in here. 35 degrees today. I'm just dying. I absolutely adore the Ironjawz, man. I just love the army. Right. Start strengthening up this colour. I do have a horrible habit of just changing brushes continuously. It's a slightly smoother mix, this one. Just a bit there. This is what takes me the longest of models, it's just getting the base coats right. I faff so much with the base coats. But once it comes time to washing and details, I can just knock them out like nobody's business. I have considered getting an airbrush, it's just I don't have the room in here for it. Yeah, one more layer I think, and these will be good to be washed. Get this under there quite badly. Get these grills done. A little bit more on his face, and then we'll go on to the next one. Right. Yeah, and the problem is as well, my PC is literally 2 feet behind me, and with the paint particles, I'm terrified that it would just gum everything up. I really don't want that to happen. It's going on quite nicely. Also, I've never really worked with an airbrush and never really needed to. I just feel like I can't be asked learning how to use one at this point. Seems like a lot of effort and a lot of money. I think a decent airbrush setup will cost you £500 or £600. So $400 or $500. I'm not even sure what the exchange rate is these days. It's as smooth a finish as we can on these. So when we put the contrast on, it will show every little mistake. Let's just add a little more water to this mix because it's drying quite quickly. Even on a wet palette, it's so hot in here, the paint is just congealing. So. What the fuck are you going all patchy? Little bitch. Looks like I forgot to paint this leg. Yeah, I've looked at those paint booths as well. Those things start off at like £300 or £400, but like they're chemical extractor booth things. I don't think it's worth the money or the effort to get it sorted. Oh, come on, cream, go on smoother. I mean, it's not going on badly, it's just taking a while to strengthen up the colour. But we'll get to the fun bit soon. We get to douse the entire thing in Skeleton Horde contrast paint and then dry brush it. Really looking forward to the contrasty bit. We're going to really see the difference in them. It won't look so boring. Oh man, I don't have the fucking the knowledge to MacGyver something like that. I'd probably end up gassing myself. Well, the cream is starting to get more opaque. Strong coat. We've missed a bit in this shoulder. There we go. You cream. Oh, now we play the waiting game again. Oh, yeah, I get what you mean. I mean, how? I suppose it would be annoying to try and build a filtration system into it. Paint to look at, there you go. Look, the paint I'm using is I'm just putting something on the camera so I can have a smoke while I'm waiting for these things to dry. So, plan next is after this coat, we're going to put that all over them to completely change the pigment. And then when that's dry, we're going to go back in with the Chabty Bone, but we're going to dry brush it on. You're so glistening still, paint. Dry faster. Should have done 10 at a time. Let's have a look at these. And the highlights are very subtle on it. That's generally how I like to go with highlights. I don't like big, thick lines. It's just the eye lenses on these I need to do something with this. Not sure what I'm doing with this yet. This in such a low quality. Just playing up test miniatures the other day as well, trying to get the stripes on the knees correct. Didn't come out quite how I wanted them. No doubt these will get stripped again at some point and I'll repaint them. He's getting there, but he's not quite dry, annoyingly. I mean, the armour, there's not a huge amount to do on these. It's like guns, a little bit of silver on these, silver on the grills, purity seals, the crux is either stone or gold. And the Aquila should be green. But then I've got an absolute arse ton of them. I've got like 5 tanks to paint, 3 dreadnoughts, 2 Lionel Johnsons to paint, load of green wing. Probably go back to the green wing after I've done these, just to mix it up a bit. Yeah, but compared to some of the other Terminators, there's not really many sort of random bullshitty bits on them. Just a couple of purity seals and that's it. No pouches, nothing like that. Games Workshop does love their pouches. Yeah, I just something about this skin as well on this guy. A bit orange. Not sure what to do with it though. Do I go for my old Cadian flesh tone look or? No. I do hate putting bare heads on things though. Everything's got a helmet. I've got so many Dark Angels to paint. Ridiculous. How are you looking? You're still a bit tacky as well. I mean, how bloody hot it is in here. You would have thought these things would have dried quicker. But I'm not putting any other coats on until the armour's done. I learned that mistake the hard way. Got in there. Oh well. Yeah, probably should have painted more. Just stuck waiting for this to dry now. Mix up some more Chevy bone while I'm waiting. A bit of water. A little too thick still. Have a dab of water and that'll do. Thin coats. Paint on a wall there. Alright, that'll do. Fuck it, let's go. Well, at least you've realised at some point, Wandering. Still just painting cream. Just trying to get a nice even finish on this. May even have to do one more coat after this. It's exciting. I love doing 50 coats. It is the best. I might paint the next Terminators in the green wing colours just to be a rebel. I know people are going to be annoyed about it, going, "Oh, Terminators are supposed to be cream." So, yeah, I don't care. My toy soldiers do what I want with them. That's not the way you play toy soldiers, old bean. No. I mean, I'd say he's nearly done. There's moth on my camera. Away with you, moth. I think they might need one more coat. Wash 'em. Little nooks and crannies, just make sure everything's coated properly. Proposing pouch. Few dark spots on the chest still. Crevices around here. Isn't a bad thing. It does actually add a bit of shadow to it, which I complain about. The vents. And this one can be set down for drying again. I wouldn't put it past Doug to do that. Be careful on these shin pads. Not leave brush strokes. They'll be extremely obvious if you do. And here's done. There. Right. Now on to the next one. That shoulder's wrong. Get very excited for the wash stage. Facing stage sucks. Worst of all stages. Everything looks shit when you first start. So you start getting some washes and some highlights on, it starts pulling together. It's done. Have we missed anything? Just this bit. Be behind. Right, last one. And it's back to the fun of the drawing stage. The best stage. sure there's no flat spots where it's you can see the layer below it showing through. Just down the sides here. The last Terminators I painted about 10 years ago, and they're Space Wolves. Random bullshit they had on them. Big dark spot there. Drawing time. Yeah, these are Dark Angel Deathwing Terminators, and for some reason they are bone coloured. Something to do with they tried to save a planet. It all went wrong. The first company died, so they decided to paint themselves bone instead of lovely Dark Angels green, which I would have much preferred to paint them. Yeah, so they're Dark Angels Deathwing. They're such a special snowflake chapter that they have 3 different colour schemes. So the Terminators, cream coloured. The ground troops, green, and all of the bike squads and storm speeders are black. But I'm painting the green because I'm not painting black. I'll draw the line. Yeah, so back in way back in the day, it had something to do with Native American lore. They were on like a Native American planet, and that's why they had feathers and bone coloured and that sort of stuff. And then Games Workshop kind of quietly got rid of that backstory when it became problematic. But to be honest, if I get more Terminators, they probably will just go green. Because I like the colour. I like green. Green is best. As the orc say. If you guys can just give me 2 minutes, I'm going to go make a coffee. Put a lovely little Terminator down there for you to look at while I do that. I'll be back in 2 minutes. See how these things are doing. I mean, they're almost there. I think one more thin coat, and they'll be good to wash. I do just prefer the old green wing. I just think the colour's nicer. So the next Terminator I paint might be green. I haven't decided yet. No, they haven't, Django, and I appreciate you telling me. I am painting these all like my French girls. But yeah, once this is done, it is time for... Oh, there's a big dark spot in that leg. Oh, better cover that up. Time for washing. Oh my god, I forgot you were going to watch the Shrek musical today. Was it actually good? And yes, cream coloured French girls. Yeah, we're literally playing the waiting game and watching paint dry. While that's happening, let's try out some squig orange on these. Corn red, Wes Decker red, squig orange, there it is. Got like a tiny little highlight on these. Very much of that. Still with that. Dash of water. See if I actually like this highlight. I don't. It's the only one that's getting it. Yeah, so we're just going to put a tiny dash of squig orange. Yeah. What's going on? Very, very subtle highlight on that. But I do think it is a high quality Broadway production. The stage alone is worth the watch. Oh, okay. Man, I might actually give it a watch, to be honest. If it has got the Django seal of approval, then I shall take a look. Far too much squig orange that I've just mixed up, but oh well. The consistency is a bit better. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's better. Yeah, a little tiny bit. Yeah, not mad at that. A bit of highlighting while waiting for those to dry. Teeny tiny bit on each one. Might have been uploaded by a Good Samaritan, okay. So I'm not putting loads of this on. Literally the highest point of light I want on the guns, so... I want them to stay in the kind of the pink hue. But it just adds a tiny bit of contrast in there. Just like an itty bit. Pump that highlight up just a tiny bit. Makes it look slightly less flat. On a related note, I learned about a place called Foo de Foo. Pretty cool. They built places like small coliseums with gladiator fights. Okay, that's pretty damn cool. Last one. I'd say the reds are pretty much done on these. Yep, I'd say they're done. No, Django, I refuse to. Oh shit, I'm painting off camera again. God damn it. I refuse to do loads and loads of stupid, pointless highlights. They are not necessary. If they were anything other than this, they wouldn't be highlights, it'd just be a fucking base coat. I would just be inking the model. Bit of tracing. Right. Let's check on how this is doing. Let's drying off the last coat. Oh, did you try and trick me, Xandri Dust? Water in that. That should be a decent consistency. They also have some village backdrops with a Viking ship. That's cool. The ship that I saw for starters was a guy running towards the ship going downhill. After it hits the small lake, he jumps off again to face the enemies or something like that. That's pretty awesome, actually. Whatever happens, this is the last coat I'm doing of this because I'm sick of just continuously base coating these Terminators. Get the goddamn shade on these things. Contrasts, shadows, and darkness. Oh my god, this song is really pissing me off. Going back to synthwave because lo-fi was just getting annoying. Ah, lovely, lovely synthwave. Finish basing these off. More cream. This doesn't sound like synthwave, this sounds like jazz fusion. So much cream. Do you want to go? Oh man, I will have to look those up. They sound really cool. Oh, this is far more synthy. And one more to go. This guy almost doesn't need it in most spots. Just do it for good luck. You might think, oh my god, he's putting it on too thick, but these literally are the consistency of glazes I'm doing. Do that up a little bit. Right. That's why synth is great. It just takes you back to the 80s. Now, it's just, again, the waiting game with them drying, but the next step is the lovely, lovely skeleton horde step. The best step. It's where I either make them look really good or I f them up horribly with contrast paint. I definitely think the next Terminators I paint are going to be green though. We play the waiting game. Might just add, if you are enjoying the content of the channel, please like, subscribe, hit that little bell for notifications. It really does help us out. There are live streams every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. So, you know, come and hang out. Oh, I'm doing 80s aerobics in the background, man. I've got my leg warmers on. I'm doing like leg lifts and stuff. Getting fit with Lizzie. English fucking remarks now. Yeah, Wednesday is now a regular slot. It will be a painting evening. So Sunday and Wednesday is painting, Tuesday and Friday is gaming. Well, don't get too excited wondering. Wednesday is mostly just going to be me, as Ugg cannot commit to an extra day of streaming. He will occasionally appear to join me, but mostly me on a Wednesday. Oh, yeah, man. How am I supposed to keep the sweat out of my eyes? Headband, wristbands, leg warmers. And spandex. I mean, that does sound pretty goddamn cool, Django. I mean, do I risk it while I'm waiting? Do I risk it? These are going to take for fucking ever to dry, so I mean, why not? Phone on the pallet. Where's the goddamn... Oh, there it is. Fine. Everything's fine. We need a slightly smaller brush. Where's my 000? There it is. That's right. Drop down there. So we've switched over to the 000 because we are going to try and paint some eye lenses. That's fun. I hate doing this so much. Tool. A little bit of clean up these on that one. Nice. That was one he sort of need to clean up. God damn it. 2 out of 4 have fucked up so far. Just go back over it with a bit. Wavering green, clean it up. There's one. There's 2. I hate this part so much, it's shit. Paint is too sticky, I need it a bit thinner. Yeah, that's a bit better. Should be right. Test it out. Yep. Such tiny eyes. Yeah. I have no idea what this is, to be honest, man. It's just some sort of weird 80s synth pop. I don't hate it though. I do feel like I'm in Sonic the Hedgehog fighting the last boss though. Oh, 3 more. Oh, 2 more, because one of them doesn't have a helmet on, so he doesn't need his eyes doing. Well, he does, but not to paint them. That is the best way to do the eyes, Django, is having very low standards. Right. That is the terrifying eyes done. Hate doing that. Stick these bad boys back over here. I'll tidy up the first 2 I did because they went a bit. Then we use a red contrast paint and dub it on the wraith bone. A bit nice glow effect. Just gonna drink some coffee after that because that was incredibly stressful. Just make sure my wet palette is still wet. These are amazing. Apparently this is a track from Cyberpunk. So, just punch the mic. It's a bloody long song though. I'd say they're almost dry. Orcs is his best. These literally just need washes on them. I kind of just stopped when I was almost done with them. God, they're dusty as well. So dusty. Oh, dusty orcs. You'll be painted someday, my friends, I promise. Ironjawz in my next project. So soon. Sleep now, little orc. You will be painted soon. Yeah, they're Ironjawz from Age of Sigmar. I've got a load of them just sitting on the painting rack at the back, just waiting to be finished. This is literally the last squad I need to paint before my 2,000 point army's done. Alright, Skeleton Horde, let's give you a mix. Well, they're not finished yet, Django. They're not done yet. They're almost done. My wash brush blows. So, the next step. The terrifying step, because if I fuck this up, I've really fucked up. Also, they're still tacky. God damn it! So mean, Django. I haven't even finished the base coating on those shit. Look, you can play with the Tyrannid while we're waiting. There you go. Any glorious. General, hang on, I'll see if I can get him. Damn you, Justin. I'm just gonna have to adjust the camera slightly. There he is. That's my the general for the Ironjawz. His little hat comes off. Yeah, that's my Mega Boss on Maw-Krusha. Let's just refocus this. That song was obnoxiously loud. There are, but I don't have them to hand. So there's a Mega Boss on foot, and there is a Weird Boy Shaman. But they're coming out with a whole new line of, well, range update for them soon. And yeah, I'll be getting a load of those, and that'll be what's on the painting table after the Dark Angels. I think they're bringing out there'll be a Mega Boss on a giant pig, and there'll be some more special characters like an Ironjawz sort of blacksmith with an anvil squig, which is just awesome in my opinion. I love the idea. All right, fuck it, these have to be dry enough by now. And of course, there's a big bit that's not painted. Right there. And up here, god damn it. I bet I missed that on every bloody one of them, didn't I? Yes, I did. Of course I did. Why wouldn't I miss a very important part like the top of their goddamn head? Alright, now for more drying. Yay! That would be cool. A mega boss on another mega boss. Like giving him piggyback. Right, fuck it. While we're waiting for that, let's do another coat on the eyes. That nice glow effect on them. Really should get some magnifying things doing this. God damn it, overlapped that. So I always go back over with some waving green and clean that up. The stronger I can get this colour, the stronger the glow effect will be. Oh, that'd be cool. That's very dwarfy though. They had that in the old fancy army. The king was aloft on a shield. Fuck's sake. Fucked him up. Oh, shitting hell. Oh well, I have to clean that up as well then. So if I'm painting this late at night, the rain starts turning off. Just Bob Ross it. Okay, that's the eyes done. And then before we do the contrast on them, we'll just clean it up with a bit of waving green. Let's move these back over here. Cover them in Xandri dust again. I mean, there's a really nice Night Goblin model where they're riding two giant squigs covered in chains. That's quite funny. Like these things still aren't bloody dry yet. Looks like we're cleaning up the eyes now then. I'll wait until later, but they're waving green. Just push that back ever so slightly with the green. There you go, perfect. I would have preferred to not have to do this, but you know, everything. Spot his head there. Yeah. Oh yeah, he definitely needs a little. Just on that eye. Shit, this one definitely needs it. It could be squinting slightly. Yeah, that's the one. I got it on the bloody shoulder. There you go. Everything can be fixed, given enough time. And that one's alright, actually. And that's it. There you go, they're fixed. And that's how you deal with a fuck up when you're doing lenses. Just go over it with the other colour again. And if you have to, fill the entire thing in and start again. Are these bastards ready for a bloody wash yet? I think they are. They better be, because I'm going to do it anyway. Grow tired of waiting. Right. Give the skeleton award another whiz. Let's wash some Terminators. Brush is gonna need a clean. Start down here. All the recesses. Not so much on the panels, but I don't want it pooling though. Well, we kind of do actually. We want it pooling, but in very specific places. You might be thinking, Zog, you half mad, half insane loon, you've just spent all this time putting a lovely even coat of empty bone on there. Why are you doing this? This is for the recess shade of everything. And once it's dry, we'll go back across it with Shebty Bone with a dry brush. Clean up all the flat surfaces, but leave this in all the recesses. But we just need to be very careful not to just piss it all over the model, because that would be bad. Anything that's a Shebty Bone gets hit with this. And it'll bring out all those lovely little details. Like I said, don't want it too thick anywhere. Get on these flat parts. Just a nice thin layer. Getting all these little nooks and crannies. It's very important with contrast as well, that when you use them, do not go back over the area you've just painted, because they will rip and they will look like shit. As you can see, I'm hitting one area and then I'm just leaving it the fuck alone. If it needs more, you can go back after it's dried and put some more on. Otherwise, didn't touch it. Didn't he touch the area you've done, lad? Yeah, anywhere that's a Shebty Bone is now going Skeleton Horde. This is going to take a fucking age to dry. I mean, I'm just going to wick, if it's very, very wet up here, like this, I'm just going to try and wick it away a little bit, just before it starts drying. And now we leave him the fuck alone. Oh shit, I've just thrown him across the desk. I've not actually seen anything about Gravity Falls. Is any good? Too much in that. I was feeling a little bit quiet, just trying to figure out what the fuck I'm doing with this. Never had to work with contrast paints in this sort of scale before. Just the face to do that. Oh my god, they look like shit. Just gotta remind myself. Look better once the next thing is done. Got the end product. It's like opening the oven and looking at a bit of raw meat. Not look good yet. It's like step 2 of maybe 5. Need to keep loading my brush up. Yeah, next Terminators I do are going green. Unless somehow these come out just absolutely astoundingly, which I'm kind of having my doubts about. Pull that out. Don't like it. I don't like these things. This is not how I learnt to paint. I just broke my own rule then, but it's a leg. I'm going over this again with a dry brush. Maybe. I'm not sure. Everything I've watched says to basically load it on, let it get into all the crevices, lick it off of the flat panels, and then let it dry for like an hour. And then once it's done, you go back in and dry brush it with a Shebty bone again, get it off of all the flat panels so it's back to this colour, leave it in all the recesses. I am very tempted to do what you said and just sort of dab it off as I'm going. That is not what our Lord and Saviour Duncan has suggested doing, so I'm trying it his way. And if it doesn't work, I will sulk like a child. I think that's my plan. But yeah, I really don't like this method. I'm not a huge fan of using contrast paints this heavily on a model. I understand what it's doing, so it just gives me the fear. Cooling anywhere too badly. God, this is getting a heavy fucking dry brush when this is dry. And some layering. Missed anywhere. It's that panel down there. Oh, and that elbow. Go away, tiny fly. Right, last one. Better work how they said it did. I was going to be very, very, very upset. All those little crevices so I don't have to go over it again. No, I've broken my own rule of don't go over what you've just painted like 8 times already. That is all of them washed in Skeleton Horde, so we shall see. I mean, it worked well on the... Oh shit, everything alright, Frost? Yeah, man. Make sure you've got all the shit you need, like, ready to fucking go. Yeah, kind of doesn't sound like a yes. But I hope everything's alright, Frost.
Arthur, what have you done to me?
But when they're dry, we'll be going in with this big boy. Cleaning them back up again. It doesn't sound great though, where the standard for where you're living is just everything gets set on fire quite a lot. Doesn't sound great. Oh, they're so skeleton hoardy. They need to be. They need a good dry brush. Some layering. They make me sad. I mean, we don't. We're gonna get any of those things really. Rains a bit windy sometimes. That's about it. It's going to take a while to dry. I didn't realise what the time is. Unfortunately, folks, that is as much as we have time for this evening. But no doubt, I'll be carrying on with these on Sunday, so you can see the progression. So thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate the company as always, and if you have enjoyed tonight's live stream and you aren't already, please like, subscribe, hit the little bell for notifications. It really does help us out. And Frost, dude, I really hope you're right. Be safe, man. Yeah, so until Friday, when you will be seeing Ugg and I playing some games. So until then, thanks very much. Stay safe, dude, and I'll see you all later.